Wait. Sorry. I'm making a swap.
I think clap's all good either way.
Okay.
Cool. I think the clap's just good as long as we got it anytime before we start, so they can line up the video. And
Okay.
Yeah, just leave this in too. Fuck it.
This is your station under no control. Get up.
So I know that we told you guys out there that the last record was the gasoline getting thrown on the Law Records fire. But then a quick flip-flop, and we're right back on a major label for this next record.
Way to stay committed, Packer. Oh, because we're fully enjoying our liberties on our independent label. What's up, Island Records?
Hey, what's up, Island Records? Hey, what's going on? You released Bob Marley? Let's do this.
Yeah, we'll have a masseuse in the studio. Come on.
Twist my arm. Oh, my God.
So I think, though, if I remember correctly,
Oh my God.
I think that coming out of Pink Crustaceans and moving on to our next body of work, I think it was that Phoenix vibe where we're like, okay, we burned it down on the last one.
Yes, we
now
did.
we're rebuilding.
With
We're
Cockman.
coming. We're coming to the next phase of Pepper, which obviously you can tell by the cover was a picture. It wasn't
Right.
It wasn't Ben's art. So it was like this whole like new kind of like, okay, we're, for lack of a better term, reinventing ourselves kind
First
of thing.
time. First time, right?
yeah.
No band, no artwork?
Yeah, first time.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had new management at this point. It was like a whole new chapter for the band.
Wow.
So we were doing all the pre-production underneath Coach's house and pulling this all together. And through everything, we end up how did we end up with Wallace, actually? That's Matt. So Matt Wallace ends up producing this record for us.
AKA Hung Falcon.
And he, AKA Hung Falcon. And he came in before Island, right?
He was there before Island. Yeah, you got to understand. My understanding. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Let me
no,
say-
absolutely.
my understanding is we had basically finished the record,
Yeah.
and then Island came in.
Because I remember Wallace came down to the hatch.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
us.
Oh, right,
yes,
right,
he
right.
did.
And was
Yeah.
he was the hatch was the name of our rehearsal, quote unquote, rehearsal studio that was underneath the Coach's house
Yes.
in Dana Point.
We just built it.
Yeah.
It was a central point, a meeting point.
Right.
Yeah. And then we were all hopped up on Wallace because of Faith No More.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because Wallace produced
yeah.
Faith No More, The Real Thing.
Oh, yeah.
And Angel Dust too, right? Those two records.
And
of
also
those.
like Maroon 5.
Yeah, Maroon 5.
Right, yep.
We'd become friends with OAR over the last
He
like
did
5,
OAR
6
too,
years
right?
before
That's
this. He did OAR. So
Very accredited guy. For
yeah,
sure.
so he had done and all sonically all the records he made were so amazing.
Yeah.
So how did we link up? Do you guys remember how we linked up?
I'm
with-
pretty sure that had to do with like Velvet Hammer.
Yeah,
because
just
that's who we signed
Right,
with.
that's right.
Yeah, that was the new
like,
management.
I think they were, as a collective, as Velvet Hammer, they
Yeah.
had the outreach
Right.
to find someone in budget.
Yeah.
Because like again, this is in my recollection before Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
you're right.
totally.
Right. And so they found someone in budget that was going to help us expand the audience.
Rice.
Right. 'Cause
Right.
that's
right,
Quote
Rice.
unquote.
Okay. A good point. That's where we were. That was our right.
Quote unquote.
Isn't that kind of why the art's different? Like we were in a transition, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
going back to something that we talked about in our last podcast a couple months ago, whenever that was,
Yeah.
was that we had been holding that banner. Remember? Because it wasn't cool to be the shitty Sublime.
Yeah.
Pepper and Slightly Stupid were not the coolest thing back then.
Yeah, the genre had not popped off yet.
No,
even
no.
when we were recording the self-titled
No,
album.
and Stupid hadn't got their radio hit yet either.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't, the cavalry was not coming yet.
Yeah.
We'd been still holding it. So a lot of bands that were existing were kind of jumping out and taking big swings at it. That's kind of where I remember, Miles and Kyle's Boy were like, we're trying something new, which is fresh. And they kind of went more with the jam, started doing more jam band things.
Yeah, but
right?
that was like they did have 2 a.m. out.
Do they have it?
They-
right
yeah,
then?
yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah, because
Okay.
Bronchitis came out in 08.
Yeah.
So
wow.
yeah.
Okay, so they did have
Yeah,
it.
so they had it out, but their live shows were like evolving into bigger than just reggae.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like,
They're- okay, then
now,
that's where the
now they
jam
have like
band
their
is,
song.
okay.
Yeah. Now their sonics are like you're saying, like they're bringing, like they're like having like jam sessions with like Grateful Dead members
Yeah.
and like bringing more horns on. And this is where Paul Dubs gets in
Yeah.
as their keyboarder. So
Yeah.
they're expanding sonically and they're doing other things.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I think naturally we all kind of were at that point together
yeah.
of we got to like see what else.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to like see what else. And we owe it to ourselves to see what else we can do.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's never easy when you have a dedicated fan base because the last thing they want you to do is change because they look at you as a constant.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Which is the difficult thing about the journal entries of your life.
Yeah.
Because you're always changing.
You're always
Every human
changing.
is changing
Right.
all the time, whether it's for the better or for the worse. So it's nearly literally impossible to be the same.
Exactly.
And if you try to be the same the whole time, you're going to end up being that like fabrication of yourself.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to be this version of yourself.
Perfect example would be Nirvana after Nevermind. Where they're just like it was such a radio polish, like it's like really it kicked down the door for a whole new thing. But their whole thing was like, yeah, we're changing, and so they came out with In Utero,
Yeah.
which was nowhere near Nevermind.
Right.
No.
It was
No,
a
nothing.
total complete departure
Yeah.
musically.
Yeah.
It had a couple of the elements.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Heart Shaped Box, like
Exactly.
that thing would have commercially would have probably not done
It would have,
ton.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a great song.
Yeah.
But there's so many other great
Oh
songs
my God.
on
Oh,
that,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Serve the Servants.
Yeah.
Killer song.
Yeah, exactly.
song.
Right.
Yeah,
But I
amazing.
mean, you're departing because
Yeah.
you're growing as an artist. This
Yeah.
is not an easy thing for fans.
No.
And I can say that because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan
First and
first.
foremost.
And when I hear like a band going, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not fair of us because yes, exactly.
exactly.
If they gave you that one again, with the lights, you'd be like, okay, but that would be not honest to them and not where they're at, and probably just be a shittier version of
Yeah.
it, right? You're cloning your, Conatown, your Blue album, Sublime, whatever your favorite one is. It's so weird. You can't be forced in it. You have to go there, and you just got to hope that the artist is feeling it, right?
Totally. Yeah. And then before we dig into the songs individually, so the way this happened, I think from my memory is we were by all means going to release it on Law Records and continue down the path that we were down.
Yep.
But what happens is Fuck Around ends up getting on K-Rock
Yep.
and starting to blow up on K-Rock.
Yes.
So instantly, kind of like we experienced with the No Shame thing and with Give It Up blowing up, a bunch of major labels start hitting you up.
Well,
Yes.
my favorite, if I can really do this
Yeah,
really quick,
yeah,
like working with
100%.
Tim Armstrong, like it's so wonderful because he's so intelligent. He's been through the whole thing. And he's just like, when I was talking to him about this, he's like, and that's when we came out with Out Come the Wolves because that
Yeah.
exactly happened to them. And so when you see the cover and it's just like on the curb, just all punked out.
Yeah.
Out come the wolves.
Here they go.
That's directly implemented.
That's
Those
the perk.
wolves are the suits.
Yeah.
Yes,
But that's
exactly.
what a fucking album, by the way.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
And so like it's perfectly
it's
that.
a
Yeah, that's
perfect album, perfect
such a
title.
perfect term.
The
Yeah.
artwork is you're
It's
destroyed.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real sitting on the curb right there.
Yeah.
Out of options
Out,
right
yeah.
there.
Out come the wolves.
Damn it.
So anyway, it gets on Fuck Around gets on K-Rock, and that's when out come the wolves.
Yeah.
and but at that point, I think it was like I think like Graham and management came to us like, hey, we've been talking to the island people, and it's kind of like almost like the Godfather thing. They're kind of making us an offer we can't refuse kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
If like we're gonna get on Kimmel, we're gonna
Yep.
get on this, we're gonna get on that, so we might as well try the big machine behind us if
Yeah.
we're gonna get all this boost anyway. So
Even though
that's-
Pepper just said we're not gonna
Yes.
we're not gonna protest. Okay.
So, but hey, that's all part of
Hey,
the part
universe,
of music being the master
universe.
and following
Follow
the music.
source,
you know what I
baby.
mean?
The source has a bunch of dollar signs next to this source.
So
Not always forward movement.
Yeah.
There's lateral movements.
Oh,
you got to drop back a
backward,
couple.
yeah,
Right.
it's
Some
like,
diagonal
Get
coming
back in the
curves.
jacuzzi.
Right.
it's like
exactly.
it's like quarterback. You got to drop back sometimes. You know? But I remember obviously all the demos of this of all circulating around us, around
yeah.
management and everything, and going through all those motions. And Deep Country, the first track.
Oh, yeah.
I remember this because I remember on the last Warp Tour we did, which was 2010 or 11 was the one before. Last one we did before this record, not the last one in general.
11.
That
Yeah,
was
so
Warped Tour
2000
Security.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11.
So
Nice.
2011, I remember Raj from Less Than Jake giving me the drum track, the Led Zeppelin drum tracks.
Oh.
That's where you got
You
that
remember
from.
this?
Yeah, of course.
and you wrote, and it's so funny because that drum track from the John Bonham drum tracks was never used on, or it's like some unknown Led Zeppelin song.
Real? That's not one of the...
No, those drum tracks are not on anything except I think there might be like some demo that they put out on like a box set after Bonham passed away.
Way.
So those drums were never used for any Led Zeppelin track.
I didn't know.
And so we chopped them. I think you wrote the original demo.
That was when you gave that to me.
Yeah,
yes.
because I gave you those tracks.
Yeah.
Shout out to Raj from Less Than Jake.
Shout out.
The fucking uncles. Love it.
Hey.
And you wrote that song, and then we replayed basically to the T these exact fucking Bonham. So
it came
obviously
from that.
this song holds a huge special place in my heart because I got to replay.
Yes.
This is a very loose term of replaying.
Say it.
Because no one's going to replay Bonham
Say
tracks.
it.
But being able to trace, that's a good
Emulate.
Good one.
Emulate.
being able to emulate and
The
trace the goat, in my
The
opinion.
beast,
Yeah.
if you will.
The beast.
Lebet.
John Bonham.
There he is.
Lebet. Was amazing and super.
Yeah.
And that's why you talk about sonically this record. It sounds like Wallace, much endless respect. It sounds so amazing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
being able to emulate some Bonham on it was awesome.
And that's how
So-
the whole thing
huge.
kicks off.
Yeah, and that's that's the first record.
But shout
or the
out to
first song on the
you.
record.
Shout out to you and Raj for doing that. And,
Yeah.
And because I remember immediately this detail of that, which was so cool. There's no song. You give me that demo, which I think is just drums from some famous whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just the drum tracks. And getting something vintage like that's badass. And you pointed out to me, you hear him going, while he's playing, he's making little noises like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like Hogan.
Yeah.
And it goes sonically somehow. You hear his foot things. You pointed out for your love of the drums,
Yeah.
of course, that man. But like you pointed out all these things that no one was going to ever hear listening to these drum tracks. And that's all I could hear.
Yeah.
And it just felt so living and breathing. You hear him breathing.
Yeah.
But the sickest groove ever, which I didn't know which song. I just figured it was one of the Led Zeppelin songs.
Yeah. I thought it was too. Back in the day, I think when we first got
Yeah.
this, I thought it was but then through the years passing, I came to find out, I was like, oh, wait,
So it
this shit was
wasn't.
never.
That makes it even cooler to me in a way.
Yeah.
But regardless, that would have got to me, and eventually writing to it and kind of just be inspired by it and building that sucker up ended up being chopped it up a little bit more and then kind of there was a real dance hall version, believe it or not.
Because I remember when the hook that ended up in the chorus of the album version was a newer hook.
Yes,
that
that
came
wasn't
after.
the old- yeah, exactly.
When Wallace got his hands on it, basically.
100%.
Because there was more of a dance hall thing before.
There was,
right?
But this was just lending itself, and you're so right. That was a fun track where everyone like, oh, we all have something to contribute here. It wasn't a demo-itis thing. It was just, the drums were already done, the groove, building something. Oh, no, let's keep it more modern with this, trusting Matt Wallace too, and writing a different chorus on there. But I remember that being so fun, that weird guitar shimmer thing. Down.
Oh, yeah.
Just so many fun things when you think about that one, and then his production. Do you remember his studio right across the street from
Sound
City?
Yep. Speaking of Nirvana.
Speaking of Nirvana, that got recorded there. Rage Against the Machine got recorded there.
Yep.
Fleetwood Mac, all those.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember that being a fun way to kick it off, and I don't remember how we actually got into do it, but like to that point, Matt Wallace had gone through every single demo, mini disc, iPhone recording, writing on the wall. He went through a journey with us to look through all this music because I think Cloud was the one that was saying like, guys, let's slow down and look back a little bit at what we have. Because look at all these other albums songs that ended up out in albums later, whatever. And we'd had quite a catalog by then of unreleased stuff, to my memory. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah. Totally.
Still is, absolutely.
And what lyrically, it's just a sick fucking South Kona fucking
kind of Chris Coddington, kind of Delta, kind of Trevor being McPhee being
yeah, totally. But that sentiment of South Kona could be like you're talking about in the other episode, where it's like 311's from a small town in Omaha. We're from a small town. It's like that whole sentiment of deep country, quote unquote, could be placed in
Oh yeah, yeah.
so
You'll-
many
you'll
different.
find a
like-
small town anywhere.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But do you guys remember being some of the funnest shows to this day? Some of the funnest shows of my life of like being in a
Anorexia Farms.
dong,
Yeah, I remember that.
100%. But just anywhere we go, that we were doing that. Like had such a pure energy. Not talking about musicianship. We had whatever we had, and the feeling of our friends coming around us and shrink wrapping us. Because Pepper wouldn't be Pepper without the Ohana with us. The original Ohana too. All our friends.
Totally.
And
the Michelangelo's.
every
and
Ataraxia, Michelangelo's, the South Cone, the Chris Scott, anybody who was
The
part
whole
of
lounge.
Yeah.
All of it.
There we go. So like being wrapped in that, but those shows specifically that were deep in the country.
Yeah.
Why did we go there? Why does everybody else? Because there's going to be no interference from the law.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Right. People are going to push the limits on partying. People are going to push the limits on how late we can stay out. People are going to push the limits on what happens and everything.
I'm going to get into so much trouble when I get home, but who cares?
You don't even know what that means. You don't even know what that means. And I'm going to do these.
You're at the third lava flow. Nothing's going to happen.
What it means is there's no fucking help for you. If something goes wrong and shit went wrong, fire dancing at Makalavena, remember? Like just
Last thing on your mind is something going to go wrong.
exactly.
First thing on your mind. Wow.
Yeah, full freedom. And just remembering that, just being with you guys and there's no tour buses or we didn't even have vans back then.
Yeah.
It was our friends individually carrying like an amp in their car.
Yeah.
Something, put the drums in Philly B's car, like just
Shit, I got an extra
Borrow your
tom.
dad's truck.
Yeah, I got an extra tom.
I don't got room for it though. Like,
Put it on the moped.
no, but what a great, like you said, that whole engulfing vibe. What a great
Yeah.
way to open the record.
Wrapped around us,
and so rad. And then that leads us to the next track, Fuck Around, aka Mess Around, aka F Around, aka.
Oh yeah, here we go back
Yeah.
to the.
So
no.
that's-
You have to be on your knees.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Exactly
Totally.
right. Here we go.
Here we go with
here
the
we go.
politics
Right.
Here we
of
go.
the music industry. So that shout out to our boy Tim Pagnotta.
Tim Pagnotta,
who
yeah.
came in to work on that one.
He did. He actually that was one of the 11th hour.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
11:59 as
'cause-
Hexam always said it. Remember he wrote Amber last deal,
Right.
same kind of deal.
Yep.
Whatever the suits are, not the suits, but like we're not here. Whoever is guiding us, we're not hearing a single. Hey, how about one more? How about one more? How about one more? But then Matt Wallace finally was like, I know a guy.
Yeah.
And we're like, who's this guy? Tim Pagnotta. We're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Turns out we did know who the fuck that
Yes.
was.
Sugar Cult.
Sugar Cult.
Warped Tour days.
And-
03.
Yeah.
Exactly. Way back. And Sugar Cult, they did some things.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah.
did some things. I don't know if they're disbanded now or if they ever did that. I picked his brain a little bit about it, but that was my first time really hanging out with Tim. But I remember that was the days of early Warped Tour where, do you remember bands would dress up in their stage clothes would be whatever was in their biggest music video?
Yeah.
Do you remember No Doubt dressed as
Yeah.
the orange cover
Yeah.
or whatever, or was in the No Doubt Just a Girl video? All the bands were doing that, and these guys would wear those white collared shirts,
Yeah, with a tie.
thin, and
Yeah,
their
the
hair
thin
done
tie.
up.
Yeah.
And we were always walking around. It's just poor with Volcom second shorts,
Yeah.
no shirts on.
Yeah.
Like never fit in. We're like, what is this stuff? Like, oh, these guys have music video. Like, oh yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Oh, we want one of those too.
Someday.
Anyway, so
Mind you, we were accurately dressed though. It's
yeah,
the
true.
summer of the hottest country.
maybe the
Summer
only
is
ones
not
accurately
over.
yeah,
dressed.
exactly. Accurately dressed.
So we were crushing it, but they were doing that. I just remember the Sugar Cult being one of many bands
Yeah.
that had MTV success or some radio success, whatever. But Tim had a studio kind of up in that area, and it was like, okay. And instantly, I remember this. Instantly, just hitting it off with him. You guys remember that because we did another track. We did 2 tracks. with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And it just flowed by so good. I think we did Honey Girl first.
Yep.
And it was kind of more feeling it out. And, we're in there like, okay. And we just got the bad news, which is the normal news. Hey, guys, we're not hearing a single. Yeah. Okay, cool.
We're like, oh, that's right. We're on a major label. I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, are you guys
Standard.
writing anything contrived? Okay, do that more. Get more contrived. Right. How about a song about Hawaii? How about hula? But wait, what? No, this is cheesy.
Yeah.
Whatever. We go and we do Honey Girl. Came out fun. Was learned a lot of cool tricks from him. I remember we were all stoked on kind of like a new collaboration because Matt had produced all the rest of it. We banged that one out. What, a day or two? Something
Yeah,
like that.
super easy.
So we go back to him. They're like, yeah, cool. You wanted to, then I just remembered, like, I don't know, manager with somebody's like, hey, can you just fucking go back in one more time and do it? And I was like, I know we're kind of over it by then.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah,
Jump through hoops.
Jump through the hoops. But that's where the magic happens is in the witching hour when you fought the battles and you can't go no farther. I remember walking in that day, like, okay, how's it going? And some funny joke about I'm just here, just gonna fuck around again. 30 minutes later, that song was just done.
Yeah.
That song was literally done. I couldn't believe it. He was in there. I know it was done because he was singing like background harmonies and stuff. And he was like still using the shitty guitar that I played, like poorly played guitar is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And just, I remember it was so fun. Like he had this cool drum library, got to build a cool groove and whatever. And like, I think he might even played the bass on it. Like, I just don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was like 30 minutes. And then we all went home and everyone's like, oh, we're good. And everyone's like, fine. It was like, that never goes that
Yeah.
way.
No,
it's like
totally.
you just got lucky and you're like, okay, perfect.
And then that was when I think when management, Velvet Hammer and Graham guys probably took it to K-Rock.
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember Stryker being like, oh, I've been waiting for another song
Yes.
for these guys. I love these guys. I'm
Yeah.
so stoked
God
that they
bless
put this
Stryker.
out. And he started blowing it up and whatnot. And then Island came around. And then was the whole like Island coming into the situation. Well, maybe we shouldn't have fucking the title for the
here we
radio
go.
version. And then some kind of confusion like we talked about on...
So we were jumping in our own hoops because we're not with Island yet.
No, this was with Island.
This is with Island.
when they
Yes.
started
Okay, so
negotiating, yeah.
so Tim is post Island coming in.
Yes.
Had to
I
be.
believe so, right?
Had to be because, right?
Huh.
Because
That's a question now.
I think little Greggy Nadel was
Yep.
the one like, hey, let's go back. Let's just go back.
Wait,
in.
no, because Greg's Atlantic. It was.
Oh no, sorry.
I forget.
Sorry, not Greggy.
What was his name? The Island.
We met him with Bino. I know.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Silva.
Ooh, God.
Yeah,
David
that's-
Silva.
Wow. Silver.
Snow.
Silver? No.
Oh,
Silva.
something
like
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Swanson.
Nonetheless, well, and he was the guy that was really fired up on us that we like
Right.
met him and we're like, oh, this guy genuinely actually
Yeah.
cares. So
Yeah,
let's
he
do
liked
this.
the pecker for sure.
But anyway, yeah. So through all that confusion, I think that kind of had the same no shame effect of the No Control and Your Face, where it was kind of like, okay, well, what is it? Is it fuck around? Is it mess around? Is it F around? Because there
Right.
was all these different, like I think a mess around version even got put out at
Yeah,
some
we
point.
had to do a mess around. with
Yeah.
it. Yes.
So it's like, and anyway, so I just think there was a kind of a little bit of confusion, but it was epic because that song and being on the radio is what led us to play that song on Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
was
that was another
badass.
first for the band. That
Yeah.
was late night TV. That was
Yeah.
That's fun. That's always a fun performance to watch as a fan when you're like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Adele for the first time on there, and I was like, who the fuck? And then she started singing. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
the game has changed.
Yeah.
But you could think about it. Any bands over the night, there's something special about. There's a pressure to do it live, right? And yeah, no, that
Totally.
was a lot of time.
And then next, number 3, we have, which, see, this is another song. You go back and listen to this thing, and These Hands.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I loved that.
Yeah,
song.
we ended up playing it a bunch,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, too, right
Did we do
after
it
we
live,
made the
too?
record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And it was cool because it was like, it had kind of the roots groove during the verses, but I remember Wallace was like, okay, but we need to, like, we can't be making a roots reggae album, basically. like
Okay,
we need
Island
to,
Records.
Yeah, we need to. So, but he threw that 4 on the floor though.
Yeah.
Which kind of like pushed it along nicely.
Jesus.
Where I think it gave it its own life. Where if it would have
Because-
been just an one
Roots,
drop beat,
you're right.
I don't think it would have had as much life in it
Can I-
as it does.
Can I tell you that's so funny. It's so instantly. All the things we said we never did. Oh, you're going to do them over again? But in a good way with Matt Wallace is he's played that game.
Yeah.
Because
But time and time again.
He played us Maroon 5's hit album, all the demos of how it sounded before he worked on it.
Yeah.
And it sounded like absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like I would have never listened to it. You didn't want to hear it.
It was like a weird hip hop album.
It was yes. It
Yeah.
did not seem authentic or cool or whatever. Either way, the sister songs. So we talked about like, what do we say? Phoenix and Scarecrow and
Yeah.
fucking whatever. However you want to put those. This one is so old. This is one of the ones that Matt Wallace digging back through the archives. This is back in the days, writing all the way back to like Bring Me Along. Way back and even before like Wet Dreams and all that stuff, that kind of like more island, I don't know, I guess islandy Jawaiian we used to call it, wannabe,
Yeah.
our version of that anyway.
Yeah.
And then we brought it in once he was like pumped on that one and kind of like he did his production thing, which I think is more pop sensitive and more
Yeah.
caters to that, which I end up liking a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
because I think like even though like it was running through like the Island machine or
Yep,
whatever,
yep.
like Wallace kept it pretty real.
He did.
too. Like, and when I say real, I mean real to our band, where it
Yeah.
wasn't like, okay, we're gonna make like These Hands still had that
He had the
roots-
hardest job
Yeah.
of us all.
He did.
He was
did.
trying to
did.
balance out us with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like trying to I don't know, keep arguing parents together when you're the kid.
Yeah,
You know what I
totally.
mean? It's like, geez, you have this is the worst.
sucks.
But yeah, but he did. Here's where I would like to see. I would like to see these hands covered by a Hawaiian band.
Oh, yeah.
That would be for me
Sick.
and then I'd just listen to that, and go,
like Tree Plus or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
again,
yeah.
it's like
Kaloi Kai.
seriously, this is like a underground undercurrent for me. It's just I want to hear all the versions.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
That's
totally.
a cool thing to think about. Why not?
Yeah.
But anyway, super old, super wild, and you're right about Matt Wallace. Like that guy bent over backwards to bring Pepper closer together musically without forcing us. He did not force us.
No.
And he was like, this is what I do, but he was so nurturing. God, I love that man.
Yeah.
He's
No, he
such
was
a
big
good
time.
dude and so talented.
And just such like a fatherly approach to producing a record, pretty much.
but like a civil nice dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like Commando.
Yeah,
No,
it's just like-
not like you, not my son. Type
No,
dad.
no,
Right,
no, you're not
right,
my son
right, right.
anymore.
Yeah.
No, he was really great.
And
Shout out
that's
to him.
interesting. You talk about it being in between. So in between a No Shame and Pink Crustaceans,
All the way
time,
back.
time era.
I have those demos, the same demo that almost got put into, not the same, but whatever Hex guys were listening, we should do it like this, and you kind of do it close to it.
Yeah.
That one was on there, but I can't remember if it was before or after Bring Me Along.
Yeah.
But those are like the sister ones. They're kind of, I don't know how to describe it. They're similar. They're
It's interesting because it's got a similar, it's got a kind of split energy between those two because it's kind of dark,
Yes, it is.
but it's kind of positive and uplifting as
Right.
well. So it's got a kind of a good mix of
But
a
it is-
No Shame vibe and Pink Crustaceans
But
vibe.
it is kind of, it's the good part of heartbreak.
Yeah.
When you're re-emerged. You're right, it is kind of,
Yeah.
So it's somewhere in that genre, and it's on that damn machine, so whatever that timeline is.
Yeah, totally.
But he really brought that to life, and yeah. And it's cohesive on the album, which is important, I think.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, good
And
fun.
it's interesting too. You got Deep Country, which is like a sick, just nasty jam.
Yep.
Fuck around, kind of more on the fucking
Pop Shide Boy.
pop shide, radio shide boy. And then These Hands, which you're getting deeper into the more just fucking reggae.
Yeah.
And then next we got Higher Ground, which is kind of on that, in my opinion, that No Control, Freeze kind of tip. where
Yes.
It's like that upbeat, still kind of has a bit of a reggae vibe to it in a sense.
Yeah.
But
Ska 10.
yeah,
Yeah. Something like that.
But not even not even ska necessarily.
Skeleton Skank.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah,
the one?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Skeleton
That's the name.
Skank.
Yes. That's the name
this
of
is,
it.
This was one
Yeah.
of my faves
Yeah.
for a long, still is one of my
Skeleton
faves.
Skank.
Yeah.
But where that
Good,
came
wow.
from, and you're so right. That feels, to me at least, freezy,
Yeah.
no control-y.
And we talked about possibly playing this on the last tour. So
Yeah.
it may make its way back
Hey.
into the set at some
Hey,
point.
pick 'em
but-
up.
But yeah.
But
no,
was it called that, or am I crazy?
Yeah,
No,
Skeleton Skank.
it's called Skeleton Skank.
yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but I fucking dig it.
Yeah, totally. And then same thing, fucking sonically, Wallace just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, he did.
It's got it's sick too because it's got you singing the pre-chorus
Yes.
And the bridge.
or is it the bridge?
And the
Is
or
that
it's
the
both.
one?
No, it's harmonied. It's him,
yeah.
bridge,
'Cause it's,
then it's us
say-
together, chorus,
Nice.
and then bridge.
Yeah, because it's don't say it to me. It's
Right.
let
Oh,
me
yeah, yeah,
take
the pre-chorus.
some time for me.
And then we
because
both
I
come back
have
for
it
the
lately.
chorus. Something for you.
It's like I'm always in for the green light.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's that stop,
Yeah.
and then it goes back into that last double chorus or something.
Yeah,
like that, right?
that's what makes makes the song interesting.
Yeah.
is the double vocal.
yeah.
And that's one of those few songs, at least for Pepper, where it's like that song. There's not much I'd fucking, when you play it live, that's our chance to change. It's sweet. Like Freeze, I remember being like, from the record, for us to play this live, number one, it's got to be it's got to be way fast. We got to do our thing to it because we didn't have a lot of time with it. We just, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
a demo.
well, it went straight demo to
100%,
recording, yeah.
which is great. We didn't play like we talked about Conatown,
No.
why those were so flushed out because we've been playing those songs for years live. So when we did Freeze, the new version, it's like so fun and crazy to me compared to the album version. This is a version of this song where I think we play it pretty much verbatim because it's so rocking you don't have to do anything to it.
Yeah.
And that, that's not normal for Pepper, I don't think, that we usually at least we're interested in doing other things. This one rocked out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one was like one of the longer ones. We had this one in the tank.
Played it for a while,
gotcha.
right?
Yeah,
We'd been
We've been
whittling it for a while.
We've been with it for a while
Well, that
because
makes
remember
sense.
we had that like West Hollywood recording with the
Good. Yes. That's
other
what it was
dude?
called,
Oh.
Skeleton Skank.
Yeah.
That guy. What
Yeah.
was his name?
Sunset Sound.
that
was the name of
that
the,
one
the
exactly.
studio.
What was that guy's name? Eduardo.
Frankie?
Frankie.
Or-
Yeah, good one.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm
Something
gonna
like
go with
that.
that.
Yeah.
We tracked 2
Frankie
songs
Goes to
with
Hollywood.
him.
Yeah. Perfect, yeah.
And then he disappeared into the desert.
Yeah, literally.
I hope he's okay.
But yeah, so and then contextually speaking,
Nice word.
what do you think? Just because the higher ground is where I think I'll stay.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Again, I think this is more like the writing style of
Solid chili pepper vibe here too.
I always got an Oingo Boingo, which I loved about it.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's
I
very
like
nice.
that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like things that you love kind of thing again.
Uh-huh.
It's like liners.
Yeah.
You know, like
Okay,
one-liners.
gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like John Lennon kind of writing, where it's just like a line here, a line here. They don't really need to associate.
Yeah, yeah.
But then the chorus kind of brings it back to those other lines that aren't really associated.
Right.
You separately understand. Like ring, ring. Here's another thing eating up the rest of my day.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to run. I just wasn't raised that way.
Yeah.
It's just like. all right,
Oh, then
they-
there's you say it's you, I say it's me. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's why we
they
disagree.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the best part.
Yeah,
yeah.
Eye
It's
to eye, it always seems that. There's
Yeah.
always something that you're not to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So
matter
the story is there,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily written as a story.
It's not linear, basically.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's funny because it really seems to make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
You know those weird times, and or it happens to me every once in a while, where you're doing a show and you're playing, and you're like, you're singing the lyrics, but you're kind of listening to yourself, like, it's not bad. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
get that.
I get it
very
now. Rarely, yeah. Now I get it a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's
Once in a
another
while.
thing too. Like when you like listen to your older stuff. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't suck as bad as
now.
Hey, that's something.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy, right?
And the kids in the crowd are like, yeah. That's why we're screaming at your dumb face. Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay, case closed. We got it.
All right. Glad that worked out.
I'm always waiting for the green light.
Boom, boom.
Okay,
Good songs on
next
that too.
is Honey Girl, which we
There it
touched
is.
on for
We
a
touched
second.
on,
yeah. Yep.
With our boy Pagnata.
Yep.
And like that was another what we were saying. 2 days. That was
Yeah, and kind of going in with an aim of what they told us to.
Damn it.
That's what we signed up
Yeah,
for.
I think it was just the one
It's
day
like-
we went
I
up
think
there.
it was like a session.
Yeah.
Tim's
Yeah.
pretty powerful in that. I remember like this just kind of like being like the point of us. Wait a minute, like where are we?
Yeah,
right
we're
now?
worn
like
out.
like let's pull. You gotta understand too. It's been 5 years since we recorded an album.
Yeah.
Whoa.
08
Yeah.
to
Wait a minute.
13.
Yeah.
It was 5 year
Yeah.
break
Can we talk about that?
of not recording an album.
Yeah, we did the Stitches EP, which was kind
Right,
of
in
like,
10.
Yeah, and we did that at the Hatch.
And we did that all
So
at the house.
It was like almost like we were just rehearsing
my-
basically. And
So, yeah. So from like going like recording an album like every 8 months, we've then stopped and did a break for 5 years. And so when we got back into it, I'm just gonna say like, remember I was saying like we could have woken up at Portugal at 3 a.m., rolled out of bed
yeah.
and killed the show. I'm just like, whoa, what? Where? We didn't stop recording, but we stopped studio recording.
5 years?
And you're right, we did the Hatch, which wasn't a studio.
No.
And so getting back into the studio, getting back into the whole thing, it was like it's kind of rough. Like I remember this album being pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
This was a hard record
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like complete.
well, and especially
Personally.
with
Yeah, me
especially
too.
with the fact that we thought we were done with it. And then it was at this point where Island's like, oh no, we're gonna throw it because Pagnata was super hot because the Neon Trees songs
Yes.
that he did.
Oh, there it is.
Is that the Animal song?
Yes.
Is it that
yes.
one? I
There
think
was
you're
two
right.
of them he did. Animals was one of
Both
them.
bangers.
And there
Both
was the
bangers.
other one, uh-oh, I want some more.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-oh, dying
Okay.
for.
Yeah.
So he was basically like one of the super hot producer / songwriters. So
He was
we
right-
were done with the record. Island's like, maybe you guys go into this.
So can we just basically say that Lane Staley just nailed it out of the park by just saying "Into the Flood" again?
Yeah.
because
God.
we are right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Which
You know, like, it is like so like, okay, we're back.
And I remember
killing me.
Same old
with,
thing.
I remember with Pagnotta, he like his whole deal. He's like, okay, you guys are from Hawaii. Like, what's some local terms? And that's how he stumbled
And
upon
that's
Honey Girl.
Honey Girl, right.
And that's kind of where the whole
It's so funny. It's so textbook. Hey, let's write a pop song.
Yeah.
And we've been around it, but for 5 years.
Yeah.
Dog, I would have never. What were we doing? Gardening or? Were we still
there's-
did we
Yeah.
dial it way back because of coming out of
We're still touring.
We were
though.
dialing back,
We went
though.
to 2009, the year after the Stupid tour. We went to Japan that summer, so we didn't do any U.S. shows that summer of 2009.
Okay, nice.
And then 2010 we did Warped Tour. 2011.
No, 2010 we did 311 Offspring. 2011 we did Warped Tour. 2012 we did Sublime with Rome, Cypress Hill.
Yeah, and we were recording because
Yeah.
the record came out in 2012.
sick.
So,
Yeah.
This is so sick.
oh no, 2013 it came out.
Yeah.
So we were recording all 2012
Right.
Yeah.
with Wallace.
It was
and then-
Right.
so we were still coming out of the dark fucking period
Yeah.
too. There's a lot. I remember I moved to LA. I said I'd never do it. I was willing to try anything to get.
Yeah.
I remember going up there and be like, fuck.
Yeah, so we're still in the figuring.
Figuring
And we
regroup.
switched management that we've been with for
Oh,
a
that's
very
huge.
long
Hello,
time.
Totally.
Jesus,
Right? Like,
God.
and we were just lost
Yeah.
in that sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
So there was a lot of just kind of like gaining our
I'm gonna say
footing
maybe
again
that's
or
why maybe
whatever.
the track listing for this album is so like discombobulated. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
It sounds discombobulated to me. It doesn't sound like a whole collective piece.
Okay.
And I think it's because of where the unknown was in each of our lives and collectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really think any of us knew at this moment but how to maneuver going forward
Yeah.
after getting off of the conveyor belt that we were on for so long
Yeah.
and then just saying time out.
Yeah.
Like we got to figure things out if we're going to. I don't know if it's management, but
Yeah.
we're going to have to try that. I don't know if it's
it
this
us?
way. Is it us?
Yeah.
And I really think like that's why this album's like really hard.
That's a good-
I'm telling you though, go listen to it.
Oh no!
It's
And I am not saying anything negative. I'm just
No,
saying,
no,
yeah.
totally.
But because every album is so important.
Yeah,
Because it's the journal entry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I love it. I think it's just a hard thing. I think it's a hard journal for me to read right
Yeah, yeah.
now,
Hell
and
yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting to a point where I'm gonna go listen
Yeah,
to it or
I'm
read
just-
it and go like, oh, okay, sick.
Whenever
Yeah, no,
that time
it's-
comes for you, I'm pretty sure you're going to be so pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Because like literally, I remember
Thank you.
I hit up Graham right after listening. I was like, Jesus Christ, these are some good records we made. Literally, like so, like the sonically, the songs, because you're saying how it's discombobulated
Yeah.
a little bit. It does not come off that way when you
Oh,
listen to it.
and by the way, I
nowadays.
have not listened to this album.
Yeah, so
Probably
whenever-
since 2013.
and no rush, but whenever
Right.
that time does
Right.
come,
I'm looking
gonna-
forward to being pleasantly surprised.
I think you're. I could be wrong, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Stoked.
And it's one of those
Stoked.
things you listen to it and you're like, God damn, Wallace, you fucking knocked this thing out of the fucking park because
Wow.
fucking it sounds so good. It's
and what he
like-
went through. So going back to what
Yeah,
Klaus
thank
saying
you.
is like maybe I plucked this out, guys. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that was a dark period and a long period. Look how long this was. We
Yeah,
were
5
completely
years from the
burned.
last one.
We did we said we're not going to do any of this anymore. We ended up doing it again with the next maybe stepping back in, right?
Yeah.
No, but he just captured something that you gave me a feeling when you said, I don't know what it was, where I was, who we were. Right? Because there was a lot of pressure on us after crushing out of the gate for so long, so to speak,
Yeah.
building our career, so to speak, in 9 years.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a huge thing.
and then in 5 years.
And then in 5 years,
we
you
don't
take
do
off or
anything.
kind of don't do
Well,
anything.
and that's one of
which
those
is wild.
I think adding to the confusion too of
we,
we'd been on
Tool?
this we'd been on this climb up
Yeah.
for years and years, and then reaching the first plateau where we start to move sideways, and
Yeah.
we're like, huh,
Yeah.
what's going on now?
Or maybe
We're
down even, right?
Well, we just weren't used to the fact that being in a band, you have peaks and valleys, man.
Yeah, we
think
didn't-
about 311, think about
Oh my God.
any band that we know that has been in the game for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have your peaks and valleys. I think that was our first taste of that, and
Real
oh
valley.
shit, what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh shit, whatever. But thinking about all the rad things that this album brought us is the next song, Undone, going to work with Alan Johannes. who's like such the like I follow him on Instagram still too, and he's still crushing it out there doing his solo thing, touring and everything.
Call.
But
dude.
so we go up with what was Undone before? What was it called?
It was called Stole My Bike.
Stole My Bike. Yes.
Oh my!
So
Yep.
we go up with Stole My Bike because before, or it must have been after Island stepped in, because I'm thinking that.
Stole My Bike was like No Control.
Yeah, totally.
So way back.
I'm sorry. No Shame.
But I think that, no shame. But I think that Island or someone heard that song and was like, this song's got so much potential. We
Yeah.
need to like see this thing through. So they hit up Alan Johannes.
Yeah.
And we were like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure. I was like, who's Alan Johannes? And they were like, oh,
no,
he's-
we didn't know.
Yeah, they
I
were
had
like,
we knew without knowing.
yeah,
we knew his music.
because they were like, oh, think about all the Queens of the Stone Age stuff, all like a lot of the '90s grunge stuff. Like
He was the one to tour with and write and work with all of the Cornell post.
Yes, he was huge with Cornell.
Huge with Cornell.
He produced the Return to Saturn,
Yeah,
No
and-
Doubt record,
And then their
Massive.
band,
Yeah.
Levin, him and his wife, God rest her soul.
I know that was so heavy.
They were one of the few three pieces in that thing. They influenced like Nirvana. raves
11
about them.
you're talking about,
11.
right?
That's
Yeah,
exactly
his-
not
yeah, his
311,
band.
just 11.
Yeah.
Right.
Not as known, like more of a Sonic Youth or Mudhoney kind of deal, but like quintessential. If that band didn't exist, a lot of the bands that we all know and love,
Yes.
would not have been. We're okay.
100%.
Just
so,
wild.
So we go up to his house in like Beverly Hills somewhere. Or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
I remember, and we get there. And first of all, we're blown away because we're finding out who Alan is and
right,
what
really
he's
is.
done
Yeah.
and how amazing he is and this and that.
His house was decorated a bit nourish.
Yes,
Did you know
very-
that?
very
right,
nourished.
right.
Totally dedicated.
But
to
I
music.
remember we went there and he explains to us about his wife passing away.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was that far
No, it had
before.
just happened, like a
yeah,
year
so
or
we're
so
like,
before.
we're like, oh my God, this is
How are you
like
alive?
this is crazy. And then he shows us his album that he recorded on that cigar box guitar.
Yep.
That he said he made it right after his wife passed away. Went into the studio, doesn't remember.
No
recording.
memory.
Yeah.
And did you ever listen to it?
Yes. Oh, I listen to it all the time. That first song on it is so good.
It's so good, so truly heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a
Truly,
story.
truly.
It's a real, and he doesn't, he literally is like, I blacked out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Because he was in so much pain.
Yeah.
What a crazy.
And then so we take Stole My Bike in there.
Yeah,
And
perfect
I remember
song,
he's
too.
got a drum kit in the living room of his house.
Oh, yeah.
Remember with all the
Right,
huge
yeah, yeah.
windows.
Guitar in
and
the
we start,
kitchen.
yeah, and we start jamming.
Just like all
Stole
these,
My Bike.
like all these
everywhere.
platinum albums, just
Yeah.
thrown on the.
yeah, they're just all thrown
Trash to
over
me.
there.
But my
and
guitars.
from what I remember is he helped that song out hugely with the music of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Where as far because he like added some like chords to the verse, I think.
This
yeah.
makes so much sense to that song
Yeah.
being so somber now because
Yeah.
of the situation
Yes.
he's
Yes.
going through.
Yes. 100%.
And then and I remember making the whole like, and now what was now you're just a shirt that I sleep in, and like, and us coming at like.
I think actually you came up with that
in
line.
his house.
It's a great line.
Yeah, I just remember it was all in his house though. I think right.
Yeah, but I
And
think
we're-
you came up with that line.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like,
That's
shit,
sick.
yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
really
real
good,
sick,
yeah.
actually.
Sorry, side note, but I
Little
just saw the
Dickens skin there.
sickest Hard Times news the other day.
Oh, no.
That said, so band decides to rehearse a couple songs that drummer wrote, but they agreed that it's his birthday and Christmas present put together.
Well, fucking Merry Christmas, Yeet. That's a hell of a lot. Happy Hanukkah.
All I know is apparently they don't know shit.
Yeah.
Because Phil Collins will just
Oh,
fucking
God.
ruin them.
True.
Exactly.
Jesus. That's real sick.
Oh, man, but that's funny.
But anyway, yeah, so that was so rad to work with Alan.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and
What a legend.
that was one of the like I said, so much rad things came from this album.
Yeah.
And being able to work with Wallace, being able to work with Alan,
Yeah,
and
that's- would've never thought of
Pagnata, just the whole deal. And
Great,
was
great memory
super
on
rad.
that.